Okay, so are you ready to unlock some serious potential? Because today we're diving deep into Rhonda Byrne's The Power.
Oh, yeah, this one's a classic.
It is. It's basically your guide to harnessing the law of attraction. You specifically asked about making this whole ask, believe, receive thing actually work.
Right.
And this book claims to have the answers.
It does, and it's interesting because Byrne doesn't just rehash those basic law of attraction principles.
Yeah.
She goes deeper. She's arguing that love isn't just one ingredient, it's the whole engine, you know?
Okay.
It's the energy source behind absolutely everything.
So it's not just positive vibes, it's love vibes.
Exactly.
I like it. But she really means that, right?
Yeah.
That love isn't just some feel-good thing, but this actual force that impacts our reality.
Absolutely. She even states that without love, none of us would even exist. That every invention, every artistic masterpiece, everything we consider human stems from this one power source. It's a bold statement.
It is.
But then she backs it up with all these stories of people manifesting incredible things, dream homes, careers, even winning lottery tickets, simply by tapping into love as a force.
Like that story about the woman manifesting a new husband and a life in Spain. Just by focusing on that feeling of love and what she wanted instead of what she didn't.
Right.
That's next level.
And that's a key distinction Byrne makes, is focusing on what you do want.
Okay.
When you dwell on the negative, on what you're trying to avoid, you're actually giving it energy, holding it in place.
Oh, interesting.
But when you shift your focus to the positive, even if your life feels chaotic, that's when you start to tip the scales.
You mentioned the 51% rule. So it's not about being happy-go-lucky all the time, especially when life throws curveballs.
Yeah.
It's more about that conscious choice to find the good, to tip those scales.
Yeah, exactly.
Could you elaborate on that? Maybe give an example from the book.
Absolutely. Byrne says you don't have to be 100% positive all the time.
Okay.
That's unrealistic.
Right.
It's more about aiming for that 51% positive emotion, that slight majority that creates a magnetic field.
Huh.
Think of it like this. Every time you choose to focus on something you're grateful for, no matter how small, it's like making a deposit into your good vibes account.
I like that.
Over time, those deposits add up, creating a powerful force for attracting more good things.
It's like that saying, where attention goes, energy flows. So even if things aren't perfect, if you can find something, anything, to appreciate, you're shifting that energy, right?
Exactly. And that ties into Byrne's 3-step creation process. Imagine it, feel it, receive it.
Okay.
It sounds deceptively simple,
It does.
but then she backs it up with real-life examples that make you wonder if it truly is that straightforward.
This is where those stories come in.
Yes.
Like the woman who manifested a white calla lily.
Exactly. She simply visualized it vividly, held on to that feeling of already having it, and poof, it appeared.
Wow.
And then there's the story of the woman who won a horse in a raffle. A horse she couldn't possibly afford.
What?
She started visualizing owning this horse, drew pictures of it, even bought horse brushes to make it feel real.
Wait, horse brushes before she even had the horse. That's dedication. But these examples, as out there as they seem, really highlight that idea that our feelings are powerful, that what we consistently focus on, we invite into our experience.
Yes.
Precisely. It's about aligning your energy with the frequency of what you want, whether it's love, abundance, a specific item, whatever it might be.
So for our listener who's trying to manifest something specific, what would you say is the most important takeaway from this part of the book?
Don't just have a vague wish. Get crystal clear on what you desire, imagine it in detail, and this is crucial. Feel the emotions you would feel if it were already yours. It's about embodying that reality now.
So it's not just wishful thinking, it's about embodying the feeling, the energy of having it already.
Yes.
Okay, so journaling, vision boards, even just taking a few minutes to daydream, these aren't just self-care activities, they're actually tools for manifestation.
Absolutely.
I like it.
And that's where another key concept comes in gratitude. Byrne calls it a potent energy amplifier.
Gratitude as an energy amplifier, so it's more than just good manners, it's like a superpower.
Exactly. Think of it this way. Expressing gratitude is like sending a signal to the universe that you're open to receiving more good things.
Okay,
It's like saying, hey, universe, I appreciate what I have and I'm ready for more.
so the more grateful we are, the more we become magnets for good stuff. That makes sense. But what's Byrne's take on how to actually practice gratitude? Is it just about making a gratitude list every day?
She actually suggests a three-pronged approach.
Huh?
Appreciating the past, being present in the present, and get this, feeling grateful for what you're attracting in the future.
Wow, so it's not just about being thankful for what we already have, but also for what's on its way to us.
Exactly.
It's like pre-celebrating those wins. I can see how that would shift your energy.
Precisely. It's about shifting from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. And Byrne gets very specific.
Okay.
It's not just vague gratefulness. She encourages finding things to be thankful for every single day, no matter how small they might seem.
Okay, so give me an example.
Sure.
What are some of those seemingly small things that we can focus on?
It could be as simple as appreciating a good night's sleep, the taste of your morning coffee, or even just the feeling of sunshine on your skin.
Yeah.
It's about savoring those everyday moments and realizing they are actually blessings.
It's about shifting our perspective. Instead of rushing through the day, we're actually pausing to notice and appreciate the good stuff, even the little things we often take for granted. I like it. It's about being present.
Exactly. And this ties into another major point Byrne makes. That life isn't just happening to you, it's responding to you.
Okay.
It's like the universe is always sending us feedback.
This is where things get really interesting. So it's not just about sending out those good vibes. It's about paying attention to what we're getting back.
Yeah, think of it as a two-way conversation.
Okay.
You're putting your energy out there, and the universe is responding. Sometimes in subtle ways, sometimes in big, life-changing ways.
And these responses, these messages from the universe, are what Byrne calls synchronicities, right?
Yeah.
But it's not always obvious. What are some examples?
It could be seeing repeating numbers, encountering the same symbol over and over, or even just having a song pop into your head out of nowhere that seems to relate to your current situation.
Oh, wow.
Those seemingly random occurrences could actually be signs.
Okay, I'm getting chills. It's like the universe is always dropping hints, trying to nudge us in the right direction. So if we're trying to manifest something, it's not enough to just visualize it. We also need to be paying attention to these synchronicities, these messages, right?
Exactly. It's about being alert to the signs, asking yourself, what is this telling me? What is the universe trying to show me?
It's like we're all detectives in our own lives trying to decode the clues the universe is sending.
Yes.
And this decoding process, this paying attention, that's part of what it means to be an active participant in creating our reality. This is making me want to go back and re-examine some coincidences in my own life.
Exactly. And that brings us to another major theme in the book, money and success. Byrne really challenges a lot of the conventional thinking around wealth.
This is where things get really practical, right? Because who doesn't want more abundance in their lives?
Right. And Byrne's approach is fascinating.
Okay.
She emphasizes the importance of feeling good about money.
Okay.
It's not about the hustle. It's about shifting your mindset from scarcity to abundance.
So it's not about pretending our financial worries don't exist, but about cultivating a feeling of abundance even while we're working towards our financial goals.
Exactly. Byrne argues that if you have negative feelings towards money, you're actually repelling it. You could win the lottery, but if you haven't addressed your underlying beliefs about money, you're likely to lose it all.
That's a sobering thought. So even if you're deep in debt, the key is to focus on cultivating those feelings of abundance.
Right.
How do you even start to do that?
Byrne suggests techniques like visualizing abundance, flipping your bills so the positive side is facing you, even imagining your bills as checks you're receiving. It's about playing with your perception.
Okay, I have to admit, imagining my bills as checks feels a little out there, but I can see how it would shift your perspective, right? Instead of dreading those bills, you're viewing them as a sign of abundance coming your way.
It's about retraining your brain. Byrne is all about those little mental shifts that can create big changes in our energy.
It's amazing how much power our thoughts and feelings have, and it's not just about money, right? Byrne also talks about relationships in this context of energy and attraction.
Absolutely. Byrne's stance is that our relationships are a direct reflection of the energy we're putting out into the world.
Okay.
Give love, get love. Give negativity, get negativity.
So if you're constantly complaining about your partner or gossiping about a friend or holding on to resentment toward a family member, you're actually inviting more of that negativity into your relationships.
That's the idea.
That's scary.
It goes back to that concept of focusing on what we want instead of what we don't want.
Right.
Byrne really stresses the importance of making a conscious effort to choose love, even when it's challenging.
Even when it feels like someone's pushing all your buttons.
Yeah.
So instead of focusing on their annoying habits, you try to focus on their good qualities. Instead of getting angry when a friend messes up, you try to be understanding and forgiving.
Exactly. It's about shifting from blame and judgment to understanding and compassion.
Okay.
It's about recognizing that everyone is on their own journey and responding with kindness even when it's hard. Byrne even shares stories of people who have transformed their relationships, even those that seemed beyond repair, by applying this principle.
Like the story about the woman who was on the verge of divorcing her husband.
Right.
Didn't she start looking at old photos and remembering the good times?
Yes. And by consciously focusing on those loving feelings, she was able to shift the energy of the relationship.
Wow.
They reconnected, and eventually she fell even more in love with him than before. It's a powerful example of how love can heal even deep wounds.
Love as the ultimate solution. It sounds cheesy, but when you think about the power Byrne attributes to love, it starts to make a lot of sense. And this idea extends even further, right? Doesn't she also apply this to health and well-being?
Absolutely. Byrne makes a bold claim
Okay.
that disease is simply a result of the body not being at ease. It's a consequence of prolonged negativity, stress, worry, and fear.
So it's not just about diet and exercise, it's about our mental and emotional state impacting our physical well-being.
Exactly. Byrne suggests that our cells are constantly receiving messages from our thoughts and feelings,
Okay.
and they respond accordingly.
So if we're constantly bombarding them with negativity, our physical health will reflect that.
Right.
But if we can shift our focus to feeling good, to feeling love and gratitude, we can trigger a healing response within our bodies.
That's the premise. She shares numerous stories of people who have seemingly healed themselves from serious illnesses by applying these principles.
Like that woman with the rare heart condition, she just completely turned her health around just by changing her mindset.
Right. She refused to let fear take over. She visualized a strong, healthy heart, embodied that feeling of health, and incredibly, her cardiologist couldn't find any trace of the disease after a few months.
That's incredible. It really highlights how powerful our beliefs are. We talk about the placebo effect, but Byrne is suggesting that this power goes far beyond that, that we're capable of creating profound change just by shifting our beliefs and our energy.
Exactly. She even suggests that we've collectively programmed ourselves to believe that aging and deterioration are inevitable.
Yeah.
But what if we could rewrite that programming?
So it's not about stopping the clock, but changing our perception of time, of aging, of what's possible.
Yeah.
That's a game changer. Byrne takes this idea even further, right? Even death isn't the end, just a transition.
Yes, Byrne suggests that death is not an ending, but a transition to a higher frequency.
Okay.
If our true essence is love, and if love is energy that continues eternally, then physical death might be a shift to a different form of existence.
Wow, that's a powerful thought. It makes you really think about the nature of consciousness, of energy, of the limitless potential that might exist beyond our current understanding.
It certainly does, and that's what makes Byrne's work so compelling.
Yeah.
She asks these big questions, challenges our assumptions, and encourages us to explore these ideas for ourselves.
So if you're ready to unlock your inner powerhouse, to really explore the potential of the law of attraction and the transformative power of love, Rhonda Byrne's The Power is a great place to start.
Remember, it's not just about reading the book, it's about putting these principles into practice.
Right.
Experiment, see what resonates, and most importantly, have fun with it.
Because ultimately, as Byrne suggests, the power to create the life you desire lies within you. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and until next time, keep those good vibes flowing.